So you want to hardwire a dash cam into your car but don't want to risk plugging into the wrong fuse and blowing up your car? Well, don't worry. I learned all the do's and do nots of how to hardwire a dash cam so I can teach you the right way. Like most dash cams, my dash cam came with the dash cam itself, a reverse cam, as well as an actual plug-in. But I opted to go with the hardwire kit. And the hardwire kit does come with multiple different size fuse taps like this, so just go in your fuse box and figure out which size fits which. I had to use 2 different kinds. Okay, so to start, y'all want to locate your fuse box. Mine is in the trunk, and there's actually a fuse box diagram inside of it, letting me know what fuses go to what, so that's very helpful. But if y'all don't have that, then just go ahead and look up y'all's fuse box diagram so you can know what fuses to use. Next, you want to attach the black wire to some kind of metal grounding screw. Typically, it's going to be near your fuse box or as close as possible. Don't put it anywhere near the positive or you will have a bad day. Okay guys, so I'm kind of going in from the back here now. So we're going in the back. First thing you want to do is mount that ground. The ground mount right there. Make sure y'all do tighten down that ground mount as well, like I'm doing here in this clip. So next you need to figure out what fuses to actually use, and so that's where that fuse box diagram will come and help. But if not, and you have something like a multimeter like I'm using here, it'll actually help you figure out what fuses to use. So for the yellow wire, you want to find somewhere with constant battery power, so that's me testing it when the car is on and now when the car is off to see if it has battery power on both instances. I forgot to film, but I unplugged the fuse. I pulled it out using a rubber glove and tweezers because I'm a scaredy cat, and then I pushed it into here. It did take a little bit of effort. I'm going to push this back into here, like so, and yes, it is now reading, which is a good sign. Unlike the yellow fuse for the red fuse, I found one which shows battery power when off and ACC when on. And to do that, I'm using the multimeter that came with my hardwire kit, but if y'all don't have that, then any multimeter would do. Alright, so that came out wickedly easy. Push it in all snug. Alright, and it should follow the same orientation as the other one. And boom. So now the ignition's on. Should say ACC. Perfect. And we turn the ignition off, and that's how you should know. Switch back there. Yes. Alright guys, now that we have plugged in and hardwired the dash cam, the next step is just threading this wire through the car and getting the dash cam hooked up. But as you can see, we have all of the stuff hooked up. We have the yellow going here, we have the red going here, and we have the ground going into there. So yeah, I would highly recommend at this stage just doing a quick little test and plugging in the dash cam and making sure it works, which I'm doing here. I have not wired it through my car yet. I'm just doing a test run. Next, find where you want the dash cam to be and mount it up. This gives you the starting place, and it just makes the whole wiring process a ton easier. Okay, I think that's right about where we want it, so we're going to leave that there as a reference of how to thread this back. So to start, I just kind of threaded it above my top headliner right here in front of the passenger side mirror. From there, I loosely tucked it into the side pillar and then threaded it alongside the passenger side weather stripping. After that, you get to the back pillar, and as you can see, you can just kind of tuck the cord in like this. It won't be completely hidden, but it'll be enough to where you won't notice it. To complete the front wiring, I broke it up so it wasn't as tight, tucked it into the weather stripping along the back side window, and then kind of just had part of it exposed going into the seat, which you'll see later. Once you'll have tucked away the first wire, you're going to want to go ahead and mount up your reverse cam. From there, I just tucked the wires alongside my back headliner, and then I tucked in the wires along the pillar like I did in the front of the car. From there, I tucked it into the back window's weather stripping, and then alongside the pillar like I did in the front as well. From there, I just kept following the weather stripping until I got to the front headliner. Before tucking into the headliner, I made sure to plug it in and tuck it into the mirror, just so it could be a little bit tighter and I'd know how much to actually tuck into the headliner. After that, I'm just going around and putting all the loose cord on the top of this headliner, since there is a good amount of room for me to tuck all the wiring. Alright, so if we turn on the car, there we go. And it looks like all 3 cameras are working. Okay, there's the front display, there is the inside display, and there's the rear display. And as you can see, the headliner is able to go on. Wires are a bit exposed in the back, but that's fine, honestly. It'll still work. Make sure you didn't rip any, take it off. It looks fine. They're on there. They're all snug. You're all good. Alright, but there you go. Wires are just right here. You can even tuck them away nicely too. All right there. Trunk looks fine. And onto the inside, it will have them kind of exposed right here, but that's all right.